Try to picture a closet full of clothes. Is there any pieces of clothing that you had bought recently to follow the latest fashion trends or to follow a celebrity style? Now, as I look through the audience, I see one general view of style: uniforms. Well, I think if any of you guys had any opinion, you guys would be wearing anything else. Just think about on the weekends what you are wearing. Is it a form of expression, trying to keep up with the latest fashion trends? Now, I've been reading a lot and researching the past couple of months on the evolution of fashion in America, including reading many magazines and books that have been written by professionals in the fashion industry. Today, I will be explaining the fashion trends from the 1960s to current day of both women, and I will also be explaining of men. And later on, I will be showing about how fashion from previous decades, has evolved into what we wear today. Alright, so first we're going to start off with the 1960s of women's fashion. In the world-renowned fashion designer, author of the book Costumes Since 1945, Deirdre Clancy has won many awards working in the fashion industry. She has designed many outfits throughout the years. She has commented on very many interesting and unique fashion trends throughout many decades, including the 1960s, where it was a very form for women to wear high-rise boots with tight dresses. She commented on this, saying that it was very much influenced by the First Lady at this time, Jackie Kennedy. Many other pieces were the tight dresses with the boots, also paired with a mini skirt with light short heels. Alright, so moving on to the 1970s, the fashion was very similar to the end of the 60s. The evolving of tight pants had also started to evolve with platform shoes. By the mid-70s, women were wearing high-cut boots and low-cut pants. The 1970s fashion was a fun era. It was a mix of the everything great from the 60s, combination of hippies with the fun colors, along with the mod style, which is like a modern style, tight fit, lined clothing. Another thing from the 70s was the bell bottoms. They said that the bigger the bell of the pants was, the more cooler you were. Pantsuits and tracksuits were also very much popular for women during the 70s. Alright, so the 1980s, color is out and neutral is in. You think that the 80s, you think of neon. Well, it was kind of split. Neon was more for the younger girl generation, also part adults, so there was half a split. It was either neon or beige colors. Many different fashion trends include the silk blouse, or there was everything denim, neon, leg warmers, much so any of that type of fashion. So the 1990s was very distinct. It wasn't as loud and outrageous as the 80s, but it was more classy and neutral. It was a very common fashion. Some of the fashion trends including were black leggings, oversized sweaters, denim everything, denim jackets, denim shirts, denim pants. They're usually high-waisted jean pants with matched with a high-waisted belt. There's also popular was Birkenstocks in either a solid color shirt or a turtleneck. And then they said by the 1990s, many girls were wearing what their mothers wore back in the 1970s, including tie-dye and bell-bottoms. Okay, now onto the 2000s, everything was name brand. You either had a shirt that said Aeropostale, Abercrombie & Fitch, or American Eagle on there. This is a very simple time. Other fashion trends include matching jump tracksuits or just V-neck t-shirts and jeans. Alright, so now that we've looked at the women's fashion, we're going to take a look at the men's fashion, starting with the 60s. One of the journalist writers of the Oxford Research Encyclopedia of Literature, Christina Grochelli, wrote an article this year, Fashion in the 20th Century. This article included many interviews, including one with Diana Vreeland, fashion editor of Vogue. Diana commented on the 1960s men's fashion. She said that the trends of the century gave men a more clean look. Yet, even though it did look clean, it faced with many challenging, bringing the less relaxed fit and making very much tight-fitting clothes that made it very uncomfortable to wear. Basically, anything that looked like you were straight out of London or many of the outfits were influenced by the Beatles, including not only the clothes, but like how they acted and growing out their hair and all that. So in the 1970s, the influence also included, there wasn't much change from the 1960s to the 70s, but fashion trends, if you wore this 20 years later, they probably would have laughed at you, but now it was common to wear in the 70s. Low-rise bell-bottoms and platform shoes were very popular. Hats weren't as popular because men were growing out their hair, so they didn't want to mess up their hairline or anything. Another thing that was also included was leisure suits. This also became popular from John Travolta's hit Saturday Night Fever, which became all the rage for men to wear those. Also, tracksuits were also popular back then for them. So the 1980s, Through the 70s and 80s, men fashion became less popular or proper and became more relaxed fitting, and it turned to a more active wear. Alright, so the sports teams in the NFL was a very popular shirt to wear. Another thing that was very popular for people to wear was in corduroy pants or fanny pack or turtlenecks or basically anything denim as well. The denim pants or a denim jacket. Wrangler jeans and Levi jeans were also becoming very popular during this time. So just like the women of the 1990s, it became more casual and relaxing. Many of the trends became a leather jacket, usually paired with a white shirt, which gave a more of a greaser type look. They also included flannel shirts or Hawaiian shirts. Graphic tees were also becoming popular. Many of the 90s were influenced by the fashion shows the TV shows during this time, including The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Many of the outfits he wore became very influential on the men then, including like baggy jeans, overalls, the one pant roll-up look, or a baseball hat. So just like the women of the 2000s, name brands were also very popular for men. Other outfit designs were like the trucker hats, layered polos with popped-up collars, which gave a more fratty look, or also cargo shorts. Alright, so now that we've covered the men and the women of the 1960s going up to
Teachers, excuse me just a moment. I need to dismiss the junior high track athletes, and I do need some students to the office. Emily Dilbeck, Kayla Gentry, Ben Josina, Mason Leathers, Megan Birdsall, Truman Westhoff, Cedric Harris, Elena Rivera, and Peyton Burkhart.
Alright, so now we're going to go on to current day and how past decades have influenced what we wear today. So, leggings have been a very good rage starting back in the 90s. Also, in the 60s was very bright and colorful patterns, so pair those two together, and that is what many girls and women wear today is colorful leggings paired with maybe boots or a t-shirt. Also, tight jeans were very popular during the 70s and 80s, and it is very popular for men or women to wear tight or skinny jeans. Another rage that became popular now is the high-waisted jeans or the ripped jeans. Alright, so in every decade there's a specific trend and set of decades that sets the decade apart from any other. This includes many different popular trends. They didn't end right away. Some of them even followed over into the next decade. Other trends were so popular it came back 20 to 30 years later. Now I hope I didn't make all of you depressed talking about all these fashion trends from then to now, since you guys mostly wear uniforms every day. Just think, you don't have to spend so much time in the morning getting ready because you already know what you're going to wear. Now that I've discussed many fashion trends from over the years, go out and style your own outfits and be fashion forward and make a trend for people to catch on to.